Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to focus on the new window die set and the window add-on die set. So first of all, I want to show you another die because I'm going to be using this for background. This is the brick wall 5x7 inch cover plate, and then here is the window die set. And this is the window add-on. It's a small die set with plants. It's actually called pots and plants. There's some shelves and a little cat. So I'm starting with the plants. I'll just show you quickly how to put them together. Now these tulips are actually in the main die set, in the window die set, because there's two different planters that you can put in the window, or actually you can use them different ways. I will show you some later. So there's two different tulips, as you can see, and then I created them in a lot of, well, not a lot of different colors, but I think maybe 3-ish: yellow, pink, and purple, I think. Now there's also some cactus and some other little plants, and there's this larger one. The largest pot is for the tomatoes. That here I added a second layer to it just so that it's more firm. And yeah, I'm gonna put this in the window on one of the cards. And what I'm doing here is I'm adding 2 layers of cardstock because the plant itself is 2 layers, right? And I want to have the back flush with the surface. So I'm actually doing this, basically I'm leveling them out, all of these, the cactus as well, and the other little plants. I think I'm not going to have two. I'm doing something else there. I die cut these from 2 different colors just so that there is a little bit of variation, and I'm covering that, as you can see, with just a bit of white cardstock, again just for safety. I'm sure it's not actually needed, but I don't know, for me it's always honestly, I don't know, you probably don't need to do this. And then there's the mini. I mean, these are really small. You really need tweezers for sure. And that's it for the plants. So I'm gonna lift them up just so that you can see them a bit up close. They are tiny, well, some of them. Now, as for the window, you will see that there is this main element for the window, which you can use also as well to create the shutters. And you will see I use the same shape to create it too. And I layer 2 die cuts, and then I'm now adding it onto a heavyweight white cardstock. I could have added a die for this, but that would have made the set more expensive, and I figured that this one is really easy to fussy cut, as you can see. So I thought I'd rather have a cheaper die set. So this one, again, I glued on top of a white cardstock, and that's how I create my windows here. Now another one, my idea was to add some vellum here so that it kind of represents the window, and I will add this in front of the other one, like, you know, that you can see the tomato from inside. Now, this I wanted to show you. I just got this from Pear Blossom Press, and they call it the world's best foam tape. It's a really tall order, right? But I did test it, and I really love it. So it's really good for 30 minutes. It's repositionable, and if you're like me, you need that, because I cannot ever place things right in the first time. So it's also very thick. I think it's 3 millimeters. And now I'm going to cut small or skinny pieces just to add behind my window. And this is where I notice something that my foam tapes that I use don't do, is that you can totally curve them without any problem. You will see here at the top of my window, it's like, I don't know, it's so perfect. So I added a few of that tape. I left out the area where my tomato plant is. You see, that is curved in a way, I don't know, it's just smooth, like I've never seen foam tape. So this is then the main thing here. I'm going to create the background first, and for that I am using the bricks but not the outline die. So I'm actually trying to remove that from this press and seal. That's what it's called. I keep messing that up, but I think that's what it's called, right? Now, as you can see, it's not as wide as I need, so I'm actually going to create the pattern on the foil, what I want to glue down in the background. And I will then kind of, well, as you can see, I already created it, and then I will trim off the edges. I figured that I place it in a way that there's a little bit of overhang, so that it looks a bit more organic. And then I'm removing the glue, the sticky residue that the press and seal left there. I don't know if that happens with everybody, but yeah, that's my experience with it. Now I'm going to add some foam tape to my shutters, because I want to add the little detail on my window. And for that, actually, I'm not adding foam tape. As you can see, I'm leveling it out with cardstock. I think I needed 2 layers. Because I want to add a little tiny detail, some hinges on the window, and for that they had to be on the same level. So yes, I'm adding foam tape. I'm sorry. I've been working nonstop on everything, and I just don't remember. Anyway, I was looking at the other piece, the middle piece, how many layers of cardstock and foam tape and everything there is, and then I used the same amount on the shutters, just so that it's going to be flush with the middle. I hope that makes sense, because I wanted to add these little gold hinges. It's just a tiny little detail, but I kind of liked it. So and because it's so tiny, it just had to be the same level. Now moving on to the next card. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I created the pattern that I wanted to use on my background. I like it to be kind of random, not to cover the whole entire background. So it's the same principle here as on the first one. And then I'm now going to show you how I created my little planter for technically just for the window, not the balcony. I am adding the tulips here, trying to make sure that the colors are the same colors not next to each other. So I'm adding, well, you can see it as well. And by the way, there's always 2 shades of a color that I used, and then some of the tulips have the lighter color in the background, some the darker color, if that makes sense. And I use that piece to glue them down so that they are, easier to move. And then I added the top layer to them. Here, the window, I did not use vellum, just some cardstock. And by the way, what I want to mention, I am using the test die here, and that didn't have 2 pieces that I added later, which I added for the shutter. The 2 pieces that you see in the window that have these stripes for kind of like a glare, those 2 pieces will be in the die set just solid, so that you can add them in the shutter. You can see now in my shutter there's also those, which should be like a reflection in the glass, so that should not be in the shutter. Just wanted to explain that. And again, I'm adding a tomato here, and so this one actually looks more like a balcony, right? But I mean, if this could be a balcony door, right? But then the tomato is gigantic. But okay. And now I'm going to add all these tulips, because I had a load of tulips left. I can never, I just never know how many I want to use. So I had a lot left, and I'm going to add them here at the bottom, so you can see flowers in the garden as well. So, and by the way, that rail that is now kind of for the balcony, I curved a little bit, so it looks a bit more realistic, let's say. And now moving on to the next one. This one is going to be a window where from the inside out. Okay, so you have the room, and the cat is gonna look outside of the window, and then we have some shelves where you can put all these little cute plants on. And there's also this little mug with steam in the die set. So this one is basically the add-on, everything but the window. And then while I was working on these cards, I actually got these really cool things, also from Pear Blossom Press. There's these lights. If you know my work, you know that I don't really do interactive cards, so I was scared, honestly, if I'm gonna be able to make anything, but it was so easy to use these. If you see in this pack, there are 5 of these lights that have 3 little lights at the end, and they all come with batteries, and you can just snap them apart. In fact, you could also leave them together. I wanted to, but I did not have enough space to. I think I could not push the battery in if I didn't snap it apart. I don't want to lie, but I think that was the reason why I snapped it apart in the end. So I figured for the thing that I want to use or want to create, I figured I might as well use 2 of these, so 6 lights in total. And for that, I created, this is a panel. It's going to be the card front, and I die cut it twice and then glued it together so the panel is firm. And now I'm adding some vellum behind it, and this vellum is actually patterned. It's a really beautiful vellum from Alexandra Renke. I had it for years, and it's a really, really good quality. See, it's really pretty. That's why I used it. And now I'm going to glue down my window as well. And basically what I wanted to create here is something, one of my favorite childhood memories, when we walked from my grandparents' house to back to our house for Christmas, to celebrate. And on the walk, in every window and from every house, you could see the Christmas lights and the Christmas tree. And really, it's one of my favorite memories. So that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Now, this little stamp set is from Spellbinders. I will try to find it and link it in. I don't know what the name of it is. I will use one of those stamps to create that sentiment on the little hearts, because I didn't find a better place for it, I guess. And I pulled out this Happy Xmas set, and I just created the tree from it. If you want to see how that tree comes together, you can always go back to the Happy Xmas video. I did not want to make this any longer than it is already. And I chose the little sentiment I light up. And I mean, it might be a little bit bigger than the heart, but it's gonna turn out okay. And here I just tried. I never stamp anymore, so I just tried before I committed to that final position. And I used black ink for that. And I'm going to stamp it on both of the hearts. Then, so this is what it looks like. I think it turned out okay. I did not want to add it anywhere on the wall. And now I'm adding a little bit of extra texture with the bricks around the window. And of course, I'm going to mess it up. Why not? And this I still have to work on while this press and seal is see-through-ish. It's not as see-through as I hoped. Like I couldn't really place it properly. As you see down there, it's a bit on the window. So I have more space at the bottom than at the top. Yeah, I didn't want to, once the glue touches my cardstock, I don't want to move it, because then it's just going to be a big mess. So in the end, I'm just decided to add some extra pieces of brick at the bottom. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. So this is going to be my panel, and I actually decided to go just with white. It's completely white except for the two hearts and the tree in the background. So now I am using their super thick foam tape. And you know why? It's actually really good that it's repositionable, because I will have to remove a part of the foam tape. It's gonna be in the way. I didn't plan that out right. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to add some temporary tape there so that my background is not moving. This is a 5x7 inch card base, and I put that ruler there just so that I kind of see where the middle is. And I used this what I call pokey tool to poke holes in the lights. I just chose 6 of them randomly, and I will connect 3 to one battery and 3 to the other, and then I'm going to place those batteries behind the shutter. That makes sense. So first of all, I'm trying to figure out where I should place those lights. And it's actually really cool that these little lights had that hole, which is basically the glare in them. But it was the perfect place for these little tiny lights. And you know, guys, when my husband saw this, he totally freaked out. He loves electricity and, all sorts of things like that. And also my son thought it was really cool. So maybe that's an idea for masculine cards, right? if one doesn't have any masculine ideas, just add some lights and they will be happy. I actually got some other kinds of lights. There is a halo combi package that I will use sometime in the future. I just have to find the right die set for it. So I mean, probably there's an easier way. There's always an easier way than what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to figure out how to do this my way, So there's these wires. I'm going to place them behind my tree, most of them. Not that it would be visible, but I just want to hide them, And so I'll just place them there, and I will add some washi tape on top so that it holds it in place. But to be honest, since it's going to be quite tight, let's say, in there behind the window, I think it would stay in place anyway, but just to be sure that it's not moving anywhere. And then, because now I created a lot of dimension there, I am going to add some foam tape on the sides of that tree, just so that it's easier to to fix it to the background. And as you can see, this is a different foam tape. This is just 1 millimeter thick, maybe 2, but I think it's just 1. So that's gonna be enough for that tree. And I actually managed to place it on the background in the right position, which I was really worried about. So I'm just trying, I'm kind of eyeballing it, because as you can see, I don't really have, well, that ruler doesn't really help much. But I'm going to see now where I should put it, and then I'm removing the backing of that tape, and now just, hold the tree where it should go. First I mess it up, of course, and it works out fine. And now we'll have to figure out where to put the little batteries. I'm actually not sure. I did not check if the back of those batteries has like some kind of glue. I added, what is it called? This ATG, right? Advanced Tape Glider. It's called ATG, because that's kind of the only glue I have that is double-sided, and it's permanent, not temporary glue. So it worked fine. So I'm trying to place them one by one, and it's gonna work out. It's super cool. I was so excited about this, and it arrived exactly at the right time. You see, those are the pieces that I have to remove, and they remove without tearing the paper or doing any damage to the paper. Is perfect. So this little wire, I still will washi tape in place, just so that you don't see the color through the vellum. Although I think there was not even space for that, but safe is safe. So and that's gonna be it. Look, so one too. Both work. And now for the sentiments. I pulled out all of these. Some of them are Christmassy. This one is the German, from the German Christmas set, which says Silent Night in German. I just created in a really colorful way. And then again, why I chose the German word for this, because it's the shortest one that I have, and I did not want to add a whole big sentiment to it. Now this one has congrats on it, and then again I have danke, which is thanks, on these ones. Yeah, I hope you like these. I hope I could give you some ideas. I think there's endless options with these sets as well. So I hope you will like them. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.